just happened?
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to What's Happening Wednesdays.
What's happening?
On Whatever You Want Music Radio. This is Mos, and we are here today with one of my favorite MCs from one of my favorite, definitely one of my top 5 hip-hop groups ever, Mr. Sadat X, brand Nubian. Sadat, what's up, big bro?
Peace. I'm in the building. I'm here, man. Been running around all day. Brought my baby home today, so I'm feeling good.
Yeah, congrats on that, man. I know you had a newborn just the other day. Yeah,
I had a daughter Sunday, and we brought her home today. So we just getting home a little while ago. So we just glad to get her settled and resting.
Oh yeah. I figured it was busy because I know we were supposed to connect a couple of days ago.
Yeah.
Man. When you told me that, I was like, nah, we can wait.
No doubt.
Off, man.
I'm good.
Yeah. So, normally I go through my preliminaries, get people to tell people where they from, but I already know where you're from. We know you from Nauru, New Rochelle.
No doubt.
You know what I mean? And so that's always been the thing. But I got to get, I always get into the questions. So I never sleep on the fact that there may be somebody that was up under a rock somewhere.
Yeah.
To dot. So let me ask the preliminaries, man. So when did you start rhyming? That's the first thing. Like when did you start doing hip hop music? And then I got some follow-ups after that.
All right. Well, I started, man, young, man. Started from listening to the people that be in the park in the Bronx next to my aunt crib, and I was on the side of Grandmaster Flash on that side of the Bronx.
Yeah.
So a lot of that stuff, Cold Crush Brothers. So I was introduced to rap through hearing them Jazzy 5 MCs, and then my father bringing home rap records, early rap records, and getting me into the groove with it.
That had to be something, man. Even like when you reflect back and you think about like all those icons, man. And then after that, brand Nubian itself becoming one.
Yeah.
Like that whole thing, even in retrospect, has to be a hell of an experience, man.
Oh yeah, man. Just to see it go from where it was, man, from the really, really, really grassroots to where it is now. Like I seen it from the beginning, man, when they used to bring the equipment outside into the park and, just stuff like that from rhyming in the PAL and Bronx River and different places like that, man, to becoming the entity that it is now.
Yeah. So let me ask this. All right. So, you came up rhyming. Like how long before, were you rhyming? Were you in other groups before Brand Nubian, and if you were, what was that? And then at what point did you run into, Lord Jamal Puba? Like how all that take place?
Yeah, well, Puba was an artist in his own right with his own group, Masters of Ceremony. They had a big song called Sexy. Jamal was with his own people on his side of town, and on my side of town, I had my own crew. And basically, we just used to rhyme throughout town, Puba got wind of 2 young dudes that was rhyming, and we would go to the studio, and he'd give Jamal some time and me some time. And, he was going to produce us both. But we made a song and it sounded good. And being that he had the connections, he took it downtown. See, people was under the impression that, like Brand Nubian is one of them groups, like how you have a lot of groups that practice for years and years to get a deal. Like we came together literally about 3 or 4 months before we actually got a deal. You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't like we was together that long and struggling to get a deal. Everything just fell into place at the right minute.
Yeah. The thing that was interesting, man, it's rare because you, Puba, y'all both got distinct voices. And then Jamal got his sound. Mm-hmm. The sound, like the mesh of the sound was so dope. The way everybody fed off of each other. We're getting the content in a minute. But it was just one of those things, man. Like from the time you heard it for the first time, you was hooked.
Well, it was different, man. We wanted to be, we admired a lot of people. See, that was the difference back then, as opposed to now. Like we admired a lot of groups and a lot of rappers, but we didn't want to be them. You know what I'm saying? We wanted to be amongst them, but with our own sound. So, we definitely tried to create our own niche in this music thing as opposed to not sounding like everybody else who came out.
Yeah, it's a rare thing, man, when you can listen to, even today, you still can't really listen to too many albums from front to back. And that the joints y'all put out, you had them joints, man. You hit play from the beginning, all from the top to the bottom.
No
you can
doubt.
let that joint ride out, man. And we miss a lot of that right now.
Yeah.
And so when I think about this station, one of the issues I have with the industry, and I'm gonna get your opinion on this. I feel like the industry obviously treat our people differently. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
And I talk about this a lot. You got, they try to age us out by like 28 to 30. You got people like Anita Baker. You got people like, who else? Boys to Men. Maya had to go out on her own, create her own independence. And we know there's different reasons why people create independent actions or whatever.
Yeah, it's a shame. It's hard, man, because rap, like you said, is the only basic genre of music that tries to like age us out. Like, whereas opposed you got like different forms of music, like rock that still got like
Mick Jagger
and
come on, man.
these people that are still doing shows and selling out, and people is going to their shows. They dedicated fans and bringing their young now, their kids and grandkids even to the show, and they looked upon as icons, whereas a lot of our guys are put into an old school category.
Exactly that, and it's funny that we were both thinking Mick Jagger. I was going to name him.
Mm-hmm.
Talk about the fact that Frank Sinatra made music until he left here.
Yeah, until he died.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and Willie Nelson still got a record deal.
Definitely.
These dudes with due respect, their age is obvious, man. But our people, brown people, whether they're doing hip hop or R&B, man, we got an expiration date in this industry, or at least they try to make it seem
tend
that
to
way.
like want to just phase us out, man. And I don't know where that mentality came from, man. And it's kind of sad, man, because you still got a lot of older artists that make good music, but sometimes it's not even heard on a wide scale, man, because we've gotten to this thing where we try to age ourselves out.
It's interesting. I never thought about the fact that the idea of calling it old school was like this psychological way to kind of move people out the way.
Yeah, it definitely is. When you hear old school, man, automatically, man, you thinking something that's beat up and decrepit, kind of, like as far as the younger mind, like I know what it means, but some of the younger minds, when you say that around them, man, that automatically, man, puts about 30 years, 40 years of rust and dust on you, man, where it's hard to shake that, no question.
Yeah, this is why, like, obviously I call that the hip hop generation. I don't know what to call this now, no disrespect to them. And we created this radio station to play the music that the other stations don't play.
That's dope.
We talk about, it's whatever you want, but we play your favorites, hip hop and R&B from the 70s to now. You hear, no disrespect again to them, but if you hear mumble rap, they must got a guest spot on somebody's record. But otherwise,
definitely, no question, definitely.
Yeah, we try to bring it back, man. We try to create a platform for the music we like, man. Got to get it back to what we like and what we respect. So
I feel you, no question.
So I want to go right into, I want to play one of your joints, one of the Brand Nubian joints. It's one of my favorite Brand Nubian joints. I want you to chop it up about a little bit. Slow down. I got to play that.
Slow down, Brand Nubian.
Yeah. So why don't you do us the favor, man? Why don't you introduce the record, and then we take it from there.
All right, once again, man, this is Sadat X, the Wild Cowboy, 1/4 member of the Brand Nubian Brothers. And what you're going to be listening to now is probably one of our biggest songs, our biggest single, Slow Down.
That's right. You're listening to it here on What's Happening Wednesdays on Whatever You Want Music Radio. Let's go.
Slow down.
You don't care about your wit. Now Wooly got a pair of my sneakers. Wonder where he got them, cause I hid him behind my speakers. The optic of your affection is the T-top connection. What makes it clear you love to smoke the wools. The crackheads and crackmen, they come up to my door. I don't smoke jump, so what they knocking for? Kids love the feel on your feds, got a seal on your street time is limited to days. On your crack card, they're getting only agencies for comeback. Damn, Mrs. Shane, you're the mighty queen of ours with a wide-eyed look and a rotten tooth smile. With a swagger, now you simply stagger from one spot on to the next spot, on to the next spot, on to the next. Stuck, get it, y'all. For me, it won't draw, cause I smack you with a whole fill with sand. Now give that to the crack man. You was fly once, now you're losing all your fronts. Started off light, only took a woolly blunt, but now you get a stripe, graduated to the pipe. Took a long pull, hype, yeah. Head crack, you smoked up that stack in a minute. complete. You gotta flash dollars to prove her, and when you do, she sucks it up like a Hoover, taking all your fakes like inhalation of vape. Her nasal passage is filled with money, and it's massive. Well, what you are is a stunt man. You're on a hunt, and your plan is to take all you can from a man and scram. I seen your kind before, you're not original. Just a sick, mixed up individual. Giving up the crops for a fresh gold watch. Marking off the goods you get, going up another notch. Your ways and actions are like those of a savage. If the price is right, then anyone can have it. Even Monty Hall can have himself a ball if his assets are in order. As the juice jangle from the hot youngest single to the stunt. A 40 in the blunt, that's all she really wants. But she'll spend your papes and she use up all your plastic. And if you swing your F, you better wear a prophylactic. Cause things are getting drastic. Push up in the wrong one, you end up in the casket. Sister, it's no need in speeding. She was doing ways with everyone she's meeting. What makes son wanna act in this fashion? Pulled more stunts than my man Axel Jackson. A real gold winner, just like Bruce Jenner. Yeah, be if no be deaf, then you run right in her. Who makes no mistakes? She said, rock me tonight.
For old time's sake,
Picture that.
slow down.
You little bugger. Honey got a problem with the bins. Meaning she likes to bend over and then she spreads her skin. The girl is living around with that without no controversy. She can make a bed spring, sing a song of mercy. You can knock the boots if you wanna spin the loop, but the way you heard the scoop, that's not the move, true. Honey's living foul, walk longer than an hour. You may think you're doing work because she gives a fake out. Joe Slow put a ring upon her finger. I try to school him, now he's stuck with a humdinger.
Slow down.
You're living foul,
Slow down.
and it ain't your style. Now see, there ain't no reason for you to be out here skeezing, cause it's not the season. But if you wanna live foul and be a dumb diddly dumb, then go ahead, baby.
Welcome back to What's Happening Wednesdays on Whatever You Want Music Radio. This is Most. That was brand Nubian with Slow Down. We're here today with one of my favorites, Sadat X. Sadat, that's my joint. I still play it frequently. Sometimes I'm wandering the streets and what I got in my ear, you know, is that album. That's a classic album to me,
No
right
doubt.
there. That brand
Appreciate
Nubian joint. Yeah, so let me ask you your opinion. I was talking about it a little bit, and I was trying to treat it with kid gloves, but you know, obviously we appreciate people's expression, you know, artist expression. I got that. But, you know, when you're looking at like the 90s compared to now, you know, I mean, what do you think? I mean, you know, we talked about how they try to age us out, that kind of thing, but you know, what's your thoughts about today's where hip hop is right now?
I think the creativity mode is a little different. You know, back when we in the 90s era, you know, it was about, you know, fitting in but finding your own niche and being different. You know, it was still an era of anybody just couldn't be a rapper or a producer or MC. Now, as you know, and that came with technology, which has been a yin and a yang. You know, technology has advanced the music to where it's a worldwide spectrum, but it's also gave everybody a right to feel that they can be a rapper or a producer. And you got like a lot of these rappers, they make a beat on the computer, then they record themselves and actually create their own persona of what they want to create. Whereas, you know, back then, especially at the beginning when you came out, you know, somebody might check you for what you was talking about. You know, you had to be verified. I know, for instance, when I came up, I had an apprenticeship. I had to go to the studio basically with Pooh Bah a lot of times and watch and learn, you know, different nuances about making music. Whereas now, you know, these kids, they hear a song and, you know, that becomes the latest trend of trying to copy that song. You understand? Yeah. It's, you know, it's just so many rappers now and, you know, the game has gotten so crowded, man. It's hard. It's hard for a lot of these young rappers to make a niche, man, and it waters down the sound.
Yeah, without a doubt. Like, you know, one of my issues, like for me, biting is still illegal.
Yeah.
Everything sounds the same right now. Everybody got the same delivery. Damn near sound like the same words. The same,
yeah. You
know, the tracks are the same. They use that same R&B snare on all their joints. That's a slow jam snare they're using.
You know, and it's like everybody's formulating the same formula. That's why every year, 4 or 5 people come out that fit the suit, and then you got the rest of the people that's trying to get in, man. So, it creates a logjam.
Yeah, without a doubt. All right, so check this out. One of the things that obviously Brand Nubian was known for, Sadat X is known for, is sustenance. A lot of people, right now, it's cliche for people to call each other God.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So, but a lot of people sung the songs, they picked up the culture. Some understood, some didn't.
Mm-hmm.
But, like that part is missed right now. What's your thoughts about that? Not only the fact that
when we came out, man, it was, you got to consider the time that Brand Nubian came out. It was a lot of maybe we going into another period now of like when we came out, it was a lot of, political and spiritual upheaval. I mean, you had certain situations, the riots in Crown Heights and different, the killing out in Queens, you know what I'm saying? So it was a lot of things going down. Then, Spike Lee, and it was a lot of different movies that was attesting to the fact, Malcolm X, Do the Right Thing, those type of movies, so it created a vibe. We also came out in probably one of the hardest eras that was the crack era. Mostly everybody has somebody that was affected by that era, and that created a lot of thought for the music. We lost a whole generation of black men in that era due to usage or being locked away due to the unjust criminal system.
Yeah.
So a lot of our music was based on that era, which gave us a lot of backbone. And being that we was coming out of the nations of the gods and herbs, the 5% nation, which taught us basically to love ourselves and to love our brothers. See, a lot of people thought that we was coming out against all races. No, we wasn't coming out against any race. We was like, let us love our race first and our brothers before we can, actually go out and do other things, which all races do. All races was a little bit prejudiced towards their own, and we was just trying to show that, we got to save our brothers first, and
absolutely.
Sometimes that was misconstrued.
Yeah, as you know what it is. What you said is true. It's almost like what they call now that Mary J. sorrow. They say Mary J. make the best music when she got a struggle going on.
Yeah, definitely.
You know what I mean? So we had that Mary J. sorrow in the '90s, and so the music was reflecting that. And maybe to your point, we got it's a little tough, and it happened a little bit though.
Yeah,
things that happened with George Floyd and others. Everybody started coming out with this music that was content heavy. And you start to see, and maybe we can kind of create a permanent shift. We need it bad.
I see a lot of the artists are at least trying. I see the Lil Baby came out with a song that was talking about what was going on now, and that was good to hear because like when we made an album that focused on everything. We had party songs and this and that, but we also had songs where you learn something. See, that's the difference between a lot of these artists. Like, they don't teach me anything. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I hear what they're saying and a dance or taking some pills and being high or this or that or sucker for love and out or whatever. But they don't teach me no skills that I need to survive. And that was what our music was based off of, being at the teaching that we have from the 5% Nation.
Yes, sir. So check this out. A lot of people may not be aware, at least not as many as I think should be. You put in a lot of work over the years. When I got a lot of your albums and albums that you were on in my iPhone. You know what I mean? So I wonder, talk about some of the work you did. We'll get to the new joint because we want to talk about that in a minute, the newest one that's coming.
Man, I've done solo artist albums from Brand Nubian to Wild Cowboys. I had numerous features. I've been featured with everybody from Biggie to Common to Jay-Z, you know what I'm saying, to the Beatnuts, to Conway the Machine.
Yeah.
So part of that keeps me out there is the love for the game. I still truly love rap. You understand? That's why I hold it so dear, because I still do love it like that. And I think that reflects in my music. And in this game, you're never too far ahead to learn. You understand?
Right.
There's stuff.
Right.
about rap and about this game that I'm still learning every day. So you can always learn something. I didn't become stubborn and set in my ways. And also, like I said, I don't get mad too much. You know, the young boys is gonna do what they do. You know, when it was my era and it was my time, I did what I did. And a lot of people say they're not making classics now. Well, to my daughter, to my nephew, to my little cousins, what the songs they making, these are their classics, whether you like it or not. You know what I'm saying? Whether I like it and how I feel about it, you know, really doesn't have I mean, it matters, but it don't matter to that generation. You know what I'm saying? They're going to do what they do. You just hope that somebody will, you know, become a little bit more conscious with it and use it to a better advantage. But, you know, like I said, everything comes in circles. These struggles that we going through right now, I believe these times will make people change up because, you know, like, ain't nobody been doing too much shows this past 6, 7, 8 months. Nobody. You know what I'm saying? There ain't been no flying back and forth. Been too much going over here popping bottles and this and that. So I think people, you know, now want to hear something that can help them. You understand? A lot of people, man, like they blew through that stimulus money, man, and it was all good, you know. But now when it's getting back to that real time, when you see man in office where, you know, if we don't get out there and do something, he has a great possibility of winning again. You know what I'm saying? And you already see what his mindset is with it. So
that's right.
Maybe this is gonna wake people up.
Yeah, let's hope so, man. So let's talk about what you got new coming. You know, there's an album coming, and we about to play the song in a minute. You know, you got a song you did, but you did an album with Aguilar, right? Yeah, Aguilar,
formerly known as Adolph Aguilar, Brownsville, Brooklyn. You know, I've known Ag for a long time. He's always been dope. I feel he's been underrated, but actually, you know, we got together and made this album. I've known him for a while, and like I said, man, we molded it. We took our time with it. We wanted it to have some type of content, you know, and we wanted to reach our core base. And from our core base, we work outwards. We always touch the core base first. And if you can gain from the core base, you know what I'm saying? That's how you do it. I see sometimes a lot of the older artists want to come out and try to reach a demographic that they're not going to be in. Like you're not going to reach a demographic that's 20 to 25 years old. That's just time tested. You understand?
That's right.
You know, so we reached the demographic that we came out with. And if it does reach new fans, that'd be dope.
Yeah, absolutely. So look, I want you to introduce this joint. You know, I was listening to it earlier. Praise the Lord, man. I'm gonna let you do the honors and introduce that because the people need to hear that right now.
All right, check this out, y'all. Your man Dot X and Aguilar, new joint coming out, The Gods. Definitely a new single. Praise the Lord. You know what I'm saying? It's mentioning a lot of facts that if you're in our demographic and our generation, it's going to become easily identifiable to you. Want some of the young people to pick it up, but check it out. Praise the Lord. Dot X Aguilar.
Yeah. You're listening to it here. What's Happening Wednesdays, whatever you want, music radio.
Greg Anna, Aguilar, Daddy X, yeah. Hey, yo, I praise the Lord, to keep the faith, no matter what you do.
Aguilar, Daddy X,
Aguilar,
Greg
X, the great.
Yeah.
And why put it down? No need to debate.
Knowledge 720 plus degrees, that's my destiny. Money and jealousy add disaster to the recipe. You bought the jewels, but I copped the weaponry. You claim God body, show me where your lessons be. Acting like you the big barracuda, playing hardcore when you softer than a wine cooler. I said no when he tried to slide me the ruler. Have you smoked out, wake up thinking you a shooter. You went off on them fan for no reason. Let's go bust on them devils and let go of them demons. Screaming inside cause one of the homies died, and now I'm getting high, thinking of a walk by. Situation panic, I see you moving too frantic. Loose lips sink ships like the Titanic. Life is something that we ain't just taking for granted. Praise the Lord, Aguilar, Sadat, Greg.
Hey, yo, praise the Lord, and keep the faith, no matter what you do. Go hate, Greg Anna, Aguilar, Daddy X, the great. And why put it down? No need to debate. Praise the Lord, and keep the faith, no matter what you do. Go hate, Greg Anna, Aguilar, Daddy X, the great. And why put it down? No need to debate.
Praise the Lord, that's what my mama said as she bought me my Easter suit. Baskets of eggs and fruit.
I couldn't understand why this man didn't have a tan. Hair wool, but on the picture got a perm. The God never drank this germ. I study lessons, actual facts that shows and prove. My grandma said blasphemy. The preacher in the church, he asked for me. You got these people's heads in the sky, hand in their pocket, gold chain and a plane. You want a rocket? He said, you God, make it rain. I said, I know and understand. As the original man, you rep the 10% bloodsuckers. I stay away from you who spread lies and deceit.
Praise the Lord, Lord, to keep the faith, faith. No matter what you do, go hate. Greg Anna Aguilar, Dottie X the Great. And why put it down? No need to debate. Praise the Lord, Lord, to keep the faith, faith. No matter what you do, go hate. Greg Anna Aguilar, Dottie X the Great. And why put it down? No need to debate.
Welcome back to What's Happening Wednesdays on Whatever You Want Music Radio. This is Mos, and we are here with Sadat X, a brand Nubian. That was Sadat X Aguilar featuring Greg Nice. Song called Praise the Lord. Joint is fire.
No doubt.
The tracks are fire, man. I'm listening to the joint, man. It ain't miss a beat. You know, even on all the other albums that you've done and you've been on, like the grit is still there. The grit we've been missing is still there, man.
Yeah, I that's like I said, man. Like I'm still a fan of hip hop. So when I hear good rap, I wish I made that. So that keeps me sharp. It keeps me going in the booth. And I said, like, you're only as good as something that you master.
Yeah.
You understand? So I stay at this, so I master it. You know, there's still a lot of stuff. I feel I still got a lot of stuff to learn, but I'm going good, right? And I'm gonna continue to do what I do.
Yo, man, listen. First of all, you set a couple standards here today. One, you know, maybe we need, while we know the idea of old school has its value and its respect, we might need to do away with that because, you know, we don't ever lose it. You know, hip hop is what it is, and the hip hop generation is what it is. You can't ever change that. You know, and none of those MCs miss a step. You know, so that's one.
When you look at hip hop is basically 50 to 60 years old.
That's right.
Whereas it's still defining and making chambers. Whereas you got compositions by Chopin and Beethoven and Tchaikovsky that's 200 to 300 years old. So rap to me is still making chambers. You understand? It's still making it's a golden era chamber. Then it's a chamber after that, a shiny suit, do what you want era, era. You know what I'm saying? So conscious era. So it's still making chambers and defining itself.
Yeah. So I want to express my appreciation not only for what y'all have contributed, but even what you're still doing. You know, anytime you got something new, man, send it to us. We play.
Oh yeah, you definitely get it, man. Like I said, we get you a copy of the full album, so you can rock on the show, man. And just people just rock with us, man, and know that we true to the game, man. And everything you see is me, definitely.
Absolutely. Yo, so I want to express my appreciation, Sadat X, for coming through, chopping it up with us on What's Happening Wednesday, man. We appreciate you, bro.
Appreciate you.
Absolutely. Yo, so thanks for coming by. Thanks, man.
No doubt, Khalil. We get up.
Yes, sir.
Peace.
Peace.